This is Joe Crispin, former Penn State and professional basketball player. You are listening to the Mark Lesko Podcast.
I think you said that he could have gotten more separation.
There were some technique fundamentals in the receiver that weren't perfect in the 80s. I had to throw a few points of criticism.
What was it like playing in March Madness? I mean, we have it going on right now.
But playing there was amazing. I mean, like, that's kind of your whole goal is to just be a part of that. It's such a special thing where the whole country is tuning in and anything is really possible, you know.
You know, my optimistic side said, like I said, that we're going to be okay. We just had a bad game. We were probably experimenting a little bit, ran into a good team. So,
if Miami came to our house, we would probably, if anything, win. We wouldn't get blown out.
When you first started playing football, you know, did you always want to play in college?
No, I was growing up. I was a big baseball guy. Loved baseball. And then 8th grade, I remember I got a call from my uncle, Coach Nagel. He's like, hey, I got the job. And I was just like, all right, I'll play football for you.
You are listening to the Mark Lesko Podcast, a podcast by diehard fans for fans. It's as honest and as raw as sports talk can be. Thank you for listening to the Mark Lesko Podcast.
Hey, everybody, this is Greg Garrity.
So Anthony Lottie will punt it away from the 41. Greg Garrity is the deep man for Penn State at the 10-yard line.
Former Penn State receiver and 2016 Big Ten champion. You're listening to the best Penn State Nittany Lion podcast, the Mark Lesko Podcast.
What's up, Steeler Nation? Welcome to the Mark Lesko Podcast. I'm your host, J-Rod, and this is Steelers Central. All right, guys. Topic of the day for the kickoff, must win. The highs and lows of this season so far. I mean, you saw the injury report, most of you hopefully, and what you saw was Derek Harmon did practice this week. I don't know if he's going to be in this game. I'd like to think he would be, but if not, certainly for the London game against the Vikings, or the Ireland game against the Vikings, so sorry. But yeah, so there is some good news on the way, and they need it badly. Because, again, you're just looking at this entire season so far, and all you can think about is how minuscule the defense has played. And, again, I can't think that it can't be anything more or else than the coaching staff. I know everyone could say, like, you know, your individual routes and you have your own responsibility as players to get yourself onto your assignment, but the way these guys are being schemed right now, it just seems like everything is against them for some reason. They're just not making these players they don't have them looking good at all. Like, they just constantly put them in positions where the field is 20-some yards open all around the receivers. I've seen nothing but open receivers between Garrett Wilson, Jackson Smith-Njigba. It's just like, I cannot believe how open all these guys are with their corners. And yes, that is a lot on Darius Slay. That is a lot on, you know, the absence of Joey Porter Jr. I know even if he was there, he'd be holding a bunch of guys. But this is how the whole season has played out so far. Seeing what they did against the Jets, knowing they had the offensive schemes that they used to make things great and to win that game, that was one of the more important aspects to see Aaron Rodgers still have it. And then in the second week, the Seahawks just took care of business. They shut that part of it down. They didn't get anything going, and they still have the issues with their run game. I mean, everybody knows that the Steelers just have so many issues. They have so many questions, and they don't address anything. And I just always wondered why in the world this stuff wasn't addressed in the offseason, where, yes, I'm very happy to know that we had the weapons that we had, but at the same time, didn't you think to address the offensive line issues? Didn't you think to address the defensive line issues? I mean, you let Landon Roberts go, which there was no reason for that of all players. He was one of the more important players to keep, and you just let him walk. So the decision making right now with the entire organization just I don't really know what else to say about it. It's certainly not something that completely ruins the season, but it allows things to be much worse than they need to be. And that really does, again, come down with the whole preparation with what you want your season to look like. I thought they wanted things to look better, but getting names apparently does not equal getting wins. I mean, the players that they have acquired are winners, and we want to look like winners, but at the same time, they are certainly not putting them in the best situation to be that way. I don't understand how the coaching staff has allowed these players to look like they do. Like, it's, again, I know that we keep bringing up the same issues and I have nothing new to say about it, but at the same time, these are the problems that are the organization itself. I just don't see how you can't be trying to look at those things and try to find ways to make it better, but you see what you have to work with the whole line. I mean, Zach Frazier is obviously the most complete player on that offensive line, and I'd say Isaac Salmalo. I mean, I know he's over 30. I want to say that correctly. I want to get his right age. He's with us for now 3 years. Yeah, dude's 31 years old. He's going to be 32 actually at the end of October. So that's showing like he's been around quite some time, and I don't know how much good football is left in the guy. Because again, once you turn 30 in the NFL, it's up in the air after what happens. So that is the other solid name, but everybody else, it's like your guess is as good as mine as to what's going to go down. Because again, between the whole Broderick Jones and Troy Fautanu thing, it's just they look okay but not consistent, and when they don't look good, it's really, really bad. And the run game itself, the whole, again, identity issue between Warren and Gainwell, and it's just, I don't get it. You sign Jalen to an extension, yet you're not using him like an RB1, and they can't apparently find ways to make it better. And yeah, they had a really great play in the one series with the Seahawks with that one great passing play, but you take that away and Jalen had a very pedestrian game and very underperforming game. The whole, again, the coaches trying to make this team not look as efficient and as complete as they can. But with all the issues they have on defense and the injury bug, I know that is a huge issue, guys. I understand that having guys like Deshaun Elliott not out there is a huge loss for them. And again, with Joey Porter not being 100%, they're still out. Yeah, there's a lot of problems, and I get that can really make things questionable, and you have to try to work through them. But again, that's just all comes from like when you prepare your team for the season, it's like you care more about your first stringers than anything else. And yeah, when they go down, then you're left with whatever is left. And of course, it's not going to be as prepared and look as efficient as these guys that went down. And that, I think there has to be something said about not playing your starters at preseason. Like, I feel like that is a huge thing where it's like, I understand you think that there's nothing to play for and you don't want to get your players hurt. Here they are anyway. So it's like, it just seems like it's going to happen no matter what. So I would rather you try to get everyone as gelled as you possibly can, because there is a lot of first-year guys on the team. Like, they brought a lot of guys in. They haven't played with each other before, and seeing how they have not been able to get it going yet is the miscommunication, the lack of, prep, and it really shows between the coaching issues of these play calling and the schemes and these players not playing together. It just seems like all this could have been avoided had you guys been on the game, and they just don't apparently want to show that. So in the end, this game against the Patriots is winnable, obviously, but I do believe, like I said, I already predicted it's going to be a 23-20 score, and it's going to be back and forth. And we're just going to try to, squeak out a win. And yes, regardless if Derek Harmon plays today or next week, I do want to hopefully see. Now, again, I didn't do a whole lot of what I want to see in this game kind of ordeal because there's a lot. I can't just narrow it down to 5 or 6 like I have been so far this season. I basically am naming everyone on the defense to be the best versions of themselves. And naturally the same thing goes for the offensive line. Seeing the lack of involvement with the other weapons again, they had a couple of guys, do something, but it was maybe they had a catch or 2. I want to bring these numbers up real quick from last week's game. So with last week's game, we had sorry guys, it's just my internet's terrible in this area. So the box score for this game, you look at how the receiving looked. It was Pat Freiermuth, 3 receptions, 31 yards. Jonnu Smith, 4 receptions, 27. Calvin Anderson had 1 catch. He got targeted 4 times. DK got targeted 6. I mean, it was bad all around. Pat was the only one who had and Johnny were the only ones who had consistent catches, but their yardage was only about 6 yards, 7 yards. Again, barely anything going. Kenneth got 5 targets, but he only 3 catches for 16. I mean, again, that's just not going to get it done. I mean, that's the other thing. I think that we need to improve the passing numbers for sure. Can I see 250, 260? That would be ideal, I think, for Aaron Rodgers. If that would be enough, that would easily win this game for them. I only see us having 2 touchdowns through this game, and I don't see any of them being rushing. I feel like we could see a touchdown pass from Pat. We could see a touchdown pass from Calvin. Obviously, DK has a chance to get a touchdown. But yeah, it's really just going to come down to play calling and scheming again, because again, these players can only do so much with what the coaches give them. So please, a big thing I want to see today, coaches, put your team in the best possible light you can. Make sure that they are in the best situations. Make sure that they can get these guys open. There's nothing more else to say. I mean, I just want to continue to see the punter and the kicker, Boswell, and what is that punter's name? Is it Waitman? Yeah, Waitman. Yeah, Corliss Waitman. I want to see them continue to do something spectacular. Have them always show up. Yeah, it's a very important thing for them to look as impressive as they have been, because again, you don't know what you're getting from this offense. You don't know what you're going to be able to see from the scheming. So it's we all know that the guys can kick and they can put them down at the 5-yard line if they need to. So that's what I'm looking for this game. And let's move on to the halftime. And let's see what the week 3 schedule looks like for the entire NFL. So today's games, you have the Bengals taking on the Vikings, and I already previewed that one. Now, again, I don't think I had Burrow being out when I previewed this. I don't know if I know Browning can have a great game, but the Vikings have a good defense. So I think it's going to be closer than what I think. But I still am going to pick the Bengals to win this one. The Colts are taking on the Titans. I think the Colts are going to just take care of them just fine. And the Texans and the Jaguars, I mean, Texans don't look as impressive as everyone's trying to make them out to be. I mean, CJ Stroud, I don't know, guys. I think that this is kind of going in another direction for them, and I'm going to pick the Jaguars to win this game. Falcons at Panthers. I think the Falcons will take care of them just fine. Again, the Panthers have nothing to play for. They are just in such a bad spot, but who knows? 5-6 years from now, maybe things will turn around. Rams and Eagles. Ooh, I think this will be an interesting game. I think it's going to be closer than what they think. I am going to pick the Eagles to win this game, but I think it's going to be close. The Jets at Buccaneers. I think that the Buccaneers will take care of the Jets just fine. Raiders at Commanders. That's an interesting game. I am going to pick Washington. Again, close game, but I think Washington will take care of business. The Packers at Browns. Yeah, I think the Packers are going to just maul them over. Oh, my goodness, that's going to be bad. Broncos at Chargers. Whoo. Man, Bo Nix and them always just catch themselves in good games. I'm going to say the Chargers are going to win that game. Saints at Seahawks. I'm going to say the Seahawks. After what I saw from them last week, yeah, they'll take care of them just fine. The Cardinals at 49ers. I mean, the Cardinals have a 2-0 record. I was not expecting them to even be close to that. But because it is in San Francisco, I think I'll give the slight edge to San Francisco. And then you have the Cowboys at the Bears, and they have the Cowboys just with a 1.5-point favorite. Oh, my goodness. I think the Cowboys will be just fine against the Bears. And then the Sunday night game, you have the Chiefs at Giants. They're both 0-2, which is a very unique situation for the Chiefs for sure. And I think the Chiefs will be just fine. And then you have the big one, guys. The Monday night football game. I'll look more into that tomorrow, so I have something else to talk about. But, yeah, this is your overall week outlook. And I think that we really got to show up, guys. I think I'm closing it out. Is it a must-win? Absolutely it is. If this game goes the way it should, we were going to go into Ireland 2-1, and we're going to have some reinforcements back. I don't know what the status on Deshaun Elliott or Joey is, but if we can get one of those guys back for that game on top of Harmon, and they can look a lot more efficient on defense, and then everything will maybe fix itself as time goes on. But these are important things to be looking for. And I have a feeling that today we are going to take care of business and we're going to get back on track for the Ireland game. And then when we face the Vikings, I mean, could we go into our bye 3-1? That's an obvious given because, again, we have Carson Wentz, playing for the Vikings. Again, the guy can throw the ball. But I hope by then, again, like I said, all the defensive issues will be a lot better and more addressed. We cannot go through the same play calling. I mean, whatever we were doing against the Seahawks cannot happen in Foxborough. But I looked it up recently. The last time the Steelers won in Foxborough was 2008. So it's been a very, very long time. And I think it's time that we took care of business and got a win for the first time in 17 years. So hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. I really hope it's a great game. Just see a win, please. And let's just take care of business, guys. Until after the game, I will see you then. Here we go, Steelers, guys.